A nuclear triad is a strategic force structure. It consists of three different ways to deliver nuclear weapons: land-based missiles, air-launched weapons, and sea-launched missiles. The primary purpose of a nuclear triad is to ensure a country can retaliate if attacked with nuclear weapons, known as a second strike capability. The diversity of delivery systems enhances survivability. If one leg of the triad is destroyed or disabled, the other two can still respond. This makes a disarming first strike by an adversary extremely difficult. India recognized the strategic importance of a robust deterrent. Its geopolitical neighborhood presents unique security challenges. Developing a nuclear triad was a logical step for India to ensure its security and strategic autonomy. India's journey to becoming a nuclear power was careful and measured. The development of a triad reflects a mature understanding of nuclear strategy. It signals India's commitment to maintaining a credible deterrent. This capability is vital for national defense in a complex region. The triad underpins India's status as a responsible nuclear power. The importance of the nuclear triad for India's national security cannot be overstated. It provides a credible and survivable deterrent against nuclear blackmail or attack. This capability elevates India's strategic posture on the global stage. The triad is not merely a collection of weapons, it is a symbol of India's technological prowess and its determination to protect its sovereignty. India's nuclear program began in the early years after its independence, initially focused on peaceful applications of nuclear energy. Visionary leaders like Homi J. Bhabha spearheaded these efforts. However, the global security environment began to change. Geopolitical events, including conflicts in its neighborhood and the nuclearization of other states, shifted India's strategic perceptions. The need for a deterrent capability started to gain consideration among policymakers. A significant milestone was the 1974 nuclear test, codenamed Smiling Buddha. India officially termed this a peaceful nuclear explosion, PNE. This test demonstrated India's capability to conduct a nuclear explosion. However, it did not immediately lead to weaponization. The international reaction was mixed, with some countries imposing sanctions. India entered a period of nuclear ambiguity. It possessed the technical know-how, but refrained from openly declaring itself a nuclear weapons state. In May 1998, India conducted a series of 5 nuclear tests at Pokhran, codenamed Operation Shakti. Following these tests, India formally declared itself a nuclear weapons state. The decision was driven by compelling security concerns and the need for a credible deterrent. Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee stated that these tests were necessary for India's security. This move ended the period of nuclear ambiguity. After the 1998 tests, India moved to establish a formal nuclear command and control structure. The Nuclear Command Authority, NCA, was created, responsible for all aspects of India's nuclear weapons program. The land-based component is a cornerstone of India's nuclear triad. Land-based missiles offer the capability for a swift and powerful response. India's land-based systems are primarily built around the Agni series of ballistic missiles. These missiles were developed under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP. The Agni missile family comprises several variants with different ranges and capabilities. Agni Y is a short-range ballistic missile, SRBM. Agni 2 and Agni 3 are medium-range ballistic missiles, MRBMs. Agni 4 is an intermediate-range ballistic missile, IRBM. Agni V is an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM. A newer missile, Agni P Prime, is a canister-launched, 2-stage, solid-fueled missile with advanced technologies. Each successive version of the Agni missile has incorporated technological advancements. This includes improvements in range, accuracy, and payload capacity. The different Agni missiles fulfill distinct strategic roles. Shorter-range missiles like Agni Y and Agni 2 are designed to deter threats from closer adversaries. Longer-range missiles, such as Agni 4 and particularly Agni V, offer a broader strategic deterrence capability. Agni V, with its intercontinental reach of over 5,000 kilometers, significantly enhances India's deterrent posture. Canisterization improves mobility, as the missile can be transported on road or rail launchers. The successful development and testing of Agni V send a strong signal about India's advanced missile capabilities and its commitment to a robust deterrent. The warhead capabilities of the Agni missile series are a critical aspect of their deterrent value. These missiles are designed to carry nuclear warheads. Ensuring the accuracy and reliability of these delivery systems is paramount. India has invested significantly in testing and validating the performance of its Agni missiles. This includes multiple successful flight tests under various conditions. Propulsion systems are fundamental to the performance of ballistic missiles. The Agni series primarily uses solid propellants. Solid propellant missiles offer several advantages over liquid propellant ones. They can be stored for long periods without needing to be fueled before launch. This allows for quicker deployment and launch in a crisis. India has made substantial progress in developing indigenous solid rocket motor technology. Guidance and navigation systems determine the accuracy of a missile. The Agni missiles are equipped with sophisticated guidance systems. These include ring laser gyroscopes, RLG, and inertial navigation systems, INS. Some advanced versions may also incorporate terminal guidance systems for enhanced precision. Survivability and deployment strategies are vital for the land-based leg. The air-based leg of India's nuclear triad brings flexibility and a visible deterrent. Aircraft were the first means of delivering nuclear weapons for many nuclear powers. They offered distinct advantages, such as the ability to be recalled after takeoff. India has maintained a capable fleet of aircraft suitable for nuclear delivery missions. Several types of aircraft in the Indian Air Force are believed to be capable of delivering nuclear weapons. The French-made Dassault Mirage 2000H is one such aircraft. The Russian-origin Sukhoi Su-30MKI is another key aircraft in this role. These aircraft have undergone specific modifications and certifications to carry and deliver nuclear payloads. The pilots and ground crews are specially trained for these critical missions. These aircraft possess features that make them suitable for nuclear strike missions. They have considerable range, allowing them to reach targets deep within enemy territory. Their payload capacity enables them to carry nuclear gravity bombs or potentially air-launched cruise missiles. Advanced avionics, navigation systems, and electronic warfare suites enhance their survivability and mission effectiveness. These aircraft also perform conventional strike, air defense, and reconnaissance missions. The delivery mechanisms for air-launched nuclear weapons primarily involve gravity bombs. India has also developed air-launched cruise missiles like the BrahMos. Regular exercises and stringent protocols ensure that this leg of the triad remains credible and operational. The flexibility of air power is a significant advantage for the air-based leg of the triad. Aircraft can be rapidly deployed to different operational theaters as required. This allows for a dynamic response to evolving security situations. Unlike ballistic missiles, which follow a predictable trajectory once launched, aircraft missions can be modified or even aborted mid-flight. This recallable nature provides decision-makers with more options during a tense crisis. Air assets can also be used for strategic signaling. Deploying nuclear-capable aircraft to forward bases can send a strong message of resolve without resorting to actual weapon use. However, the air-based leg also faces certain challenges. Aircraft are generally more vulnerable to enemy air defenses compared to ballistic missiles. Air bases themselves can be targeted in a first strike, potentially neutralizing a portion of the air fleet on the ground. Therefore, maintaining air superiority and having robust air defense systems are crucial for the effectiveness of this leg. Measures such as hardened aircraft shelters and dispersal of aircraft can enhance survivability. The air-based component plays an important role within India's No First Use (NFU) nuclear policy. Under an NFU doctrine, nuclear weapons are primarily for retaliation. Air assets, being more visible and potentially recallable, can be maintained at a lower state of readiness compared to silo-based missiles during peacetime. The sea-based leg of the nuclear triad is widely considered the most survivable component. Its critical role lies in ensuring an assured second strike capability. This leg typically consists of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines, commonly known as SLBMs. These submarines are powered by nuclear reactors, allowing them to stay submerged for extended periods. Their endurance is limited only by the crew's food supplies and psychological limits. The stealth of SLBMs makes them extremely difficult to detect and track. The significance of SLBMs in a nuclear triad cannot be overstated. They are the ultimate guarantors of retaliation. Because they can remain hidden and mobile, it is virtually impossible for an adversary to destroy all SLBMs in a surprise first strike. This ensures that even if a country's land-based missiles and air bases are neutralized, its SLBMs can launch a devastating retaliatory strike. This assured second strike capability is fundamental to credible deterrence. It removes any incentive for an adversary to attempt a disarming first strike. The presence of operational SSBNs significantly enhances strategic stability. India's journey to developing SSBNs was a long and challenging one. The effort was primarily driven by the Advanced Technology Vessel (ATV) project. This highly secretive project aimed to design and build indigenous nuclear-powered submarines. Mastering the complex technologies involved in nuclear submarine construction, including miniaturized nuclear reactors and quietening techniques, was a formidable task. The successful culmination of the ATV project marked a major milestone for India's indigenous defense capabilities. INS Arihant holds the distinction of being India's first indigenously built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, or SSBN. The commissioning of INS Arihant into the Indian Navy was a landmark achievement. It represented the culmination of decades of effort under the Advanced Technology Vessel (ATV) project. This achievement propelled India into a select group of nations capable of designing, building and operating SSBNs. The operationalization of INS Arihant formally completed India's nuclear triad, providing a much sought-after survivable second strike capability. INS Arihant possesses several key features essential for its strategic role. It is powered by an 83-megawatt pressurized light water reactor, fueled with enriched uranium. This nuclear propulsion gives it virtually unlimited underwater endurance and speed, far exceeding that of conventional diesel-electric submarines. The submarine is designed to carry submarine-launched ballistic missiles, or SLBMs, in its vertical launch tubes. Reports suggest it can carry up to 12 K-15 missiles or 4 K-4 missiles. Its stealth features are crucial for evading detection while on deterrent patrols. The successful development of Arihant showcased India's advanced technological base. The operational deployment of INS Arihant on deterrence patrols is a significant development. A deterrence patrol involves an SSBN sailing to its designated operational area in the ocean, remaining submerged and undetected, ready to launch its missiles if ordered. The successful completion of Arihant's first deterrence patrol in 2018 was a clear signal of India's credible second strike capability. India's nuclear doctrine is a cornerstone of its strategic policy. A key tenet of this doctrine is the No First Use (NFU) policy regarding nuclear weapons. This means India commits not to be the first to initiate the use of nuclear weapons in a conflict. It will only use nuclear weapons in retaliation against a nuclear attack on Indian territory or on Indian forces anywhere. The NFU pledge also extends to non-nuclear weapon states. However, this policy is subject to review and could change if a non-nuclear state attacks India with biological or chemical weapons. Another fundamental aspect of India's nuclear doctrine is credible minimum deterrence. This principle guides the size and posture of India's nuclear arsenal. India seeks to maintain a nuclear force that is credible enough to deter an adversary from nuclear attack or blackmail. At the same time, it aims for a minimum level of deterrence, avoiding an open-ended arms race. The emphasis is on survivability and the assurance of massive retaliation if deterrence fails. The goal is not to match potential adversaries weapon for weapon, but to possess enough capability to inflict unacceptable damage in response to a nuclear strike. The nuclear triad is essential for supporting India's NFU policy and its strategy of credible minimum deterrence. The survivability offered by the triad, particularly the sea-based leg, ensures that India can absorb a first strike and still retaliate effectively. This makes the NFU pledge credible because adversaries know that a first strike against India will not go unpunished. The diversity of delivery platforms also contributes to minimum deterrence. It provides a range of response options without requiring an excessively large number of weapons. The triad ensures that the deterrent remains robust even with a numerically smaller arsenal compared to some other nuclear powers.